clue why I'm doing this. I really don't. I should be playing my game, but I figured why not do this instead? What's this? Finally, some good news. You know, what is up? Shout out to Bane the Reckoning for showing up and showing support to your boy. Also, congratulations to Bane the Reckoning for having a really good stream for the first time ever a few days ago. Actually had 6 people. First stream ever. 6 people was watching. My first stream that I ever had, I don't remember. I think I only had 2. So shout out to Bane the Reckoning for for a really good stream. And here's to more down the line. I know that there's nobody up in here right now, but I know people like to watch the follow up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shout out Bane Reckoning yet again. Also, shout out to Bane Reckoning for not only getting the streamers and not only for getting a good first stream, but also so he can get his 50 subscribers so he can go live here on YouTube where he can where his stuff won't get deleted after a week. What I definitely recommend doing, bro, is like what I definitely recommend doing is you can actually like record stuff, record gameplay like using the record button and then just like uploading it into YouTube. But that's just what I would do. Yeah, special shout out to the homie. Absolutely, man. I'm always here to support the homies, bro. And like I said, I've been telling you to make content for now that I think about it, I've been telling you to make content for years. So I'm just glad to see you finally do it. If you hear music going on in the background, I am also about to stream on Twitch while I'm talking to y'all. Also, if you hear loud noises in the background, homeboy is watching a horror movie. Yeah, man, glad to help. Yeah, man, like I said, I'm definitely glad to show support to the homies, especially to anybody who just happened to be like doing something, stuff like that. Definitely. What the heck? All right. So, what's on you? So, what's up, man? Everything going okay over there? I don't know what I'll play next time. That's the part. That's the funny. That's the fun part. You got plenty of games, and now that I think about it, you got plenty of consoles too. Like, if I'm not mistaken, you can also stream on Twitch and YouTube and the like using your many consoles. Because if I'm not mistaken, I know you got like more than one. But yeah, like I said, man, hey, I like me, bro. I'm like, but whenever I can, I would definitely whenever I got time or whatever, yeah, man, let a brother know. I mean, don't you got Final Fantasy 7? I remember you saying that you was looking towards like playing that. If I didn't, I don't know. Oh, you don't know if you'll play next time. Okay, yeah, I get that. Hey, all I'm saying is that like for a first stream, you had like 5 people watching. Like that's like the most I got. That's the most people. That's like more than I got watching me right now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. It's like people like you. You're a likable guy. You're hilarious. I'm a shark. Like I said, I know you personally, so it's like when I hear you like go into, when I hear you like start to change your voice and the way that you speak, it's like dang it now, though he's be like dang it now, though he's like serious about it. But that's what I'm saying. Is like you got like multiple systems. Like I remember, do you still have Mad World? Man, throwing me out into the swamp already? That's a door deal. Yeah, like I said, I remember you had a Mad World, and like I actually was interested in that game, but like, yeah, that was definitely like one I was kind of. That's definitely one I was a little curious about too. Like I'm not telling you to play it, but like if you do decide to, I would definitely like to see that. If you can stream that, I would definitely request that. But also like Nino Cooney as well, because Nino Cooney definitely feels like one of those long games that you can play. Because I'm pretty sure you still got Nino Cooney, and I'm pretty sure you haven't finished it. That's not a good sign. I'm off to a bad start. Maybe Persona 3. Maybe. I mean, yeah. Do you have the Personas before 3? Do you have Persona and Persona 2? Also, for games that are based off a series, not like it's weird that the first game isn't called like the first Final Fantasy isn't called Final Fantasy 1, you know? The first Final Fantasy is just called Final Fantasy. But the second Final Fantasy is called Final Fantasy 2. It's just that like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like if it's going to be a big series, a series that big, yeah, why not call it, Final Fantasy 1? I call it Final Fantasy One if I made it. That's just me though. PSP exclusives. Dang, really? I was not aware. The original Persona was released here on PlayStation as an Americanized remake. We didn't get Persona as it was originally intended until the PSP. I was not aware of that. So what was the was there a difference between the original and obviously it was Americanized, but like what was the big difference? I know that like in one of the Persona games, I know that in one of the Persona games is like they unleash their personas by you know basically showing everybody their thoughts. I'm trying to be as subtle as I can here. They do that in three. Oh, is that the only one they do that in? Because that's the only one I know of. I should have definitely did this a lot earlier too. I should have did this a lot earlier too because I really one thing I need to invest in the ring lights. I need to either invest in a ring light or just start recording at earlier times because one of the things I really hate is like recording at night because what it does is ultimately just sort of like it the it silhouettes my face and it makes me feel it feels like I'm being sinister and I'm not trying to be sinister. Shout out to the one like I got. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's. But how y'all been? How's y'all day looking? Persona Two was a duology. Let me get. What you mean? Like it had a sequel, like Persona Two A and Persona Two B. Persona Two was literally two separate games. Oh, what they like? What they released Persona Two as two separate games? Like there was two games called Persona Two, and it was like, oh, this is the other one. I thought you said it was going to be. Persona 2 Innocent Sin. Okay. See, here's the thing. You know about that better than I do. Like, I remember thinking that Persona was a horror game and never wanted to play it for that reason. But then when I found out that Persona wasn't a horror game, I still didn't want to play it because I heard that it was excruciatingly challenging. And I'm all up for a challenging game. I don't mind playing games where I'm not good, but like there was just the way that they would talk about how challenging the Persona was made me think to myself, do I really want to be that mad? I don't think I want to be that angry. So there's innocent sin and eternal punishment. Man, Persona definitely sounds religious. It definitely sounds like it was an attempt to be religious. Innocent sin on PlayStation never made it here. Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. And we all know how much Japan does not like. They don't shy away from World War II, man. Like that's one thing we know about Japan. Japan has this thing. They just really, I don't know what it is. Do they like him or do they just was it that they liked him or was it just that they were? Because if I'm not mistaken, like I don't know enough about World War II to understand Japan's involvement up in it, but I do know that it's like, but it definitely does kind of like make me wonder a little bit about like because they do tend to hyper focus on World War II a lot. We just got eternal punishment. Okay. It's just a little baddie. I ain't gonna lie. We got Innocent Sin on PSP, but not Eternal Punishment. I don't know why, but I'm a little glad that we didn't get eternally punished. Japan was determined to. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we had it coming ever since that whole like plane thing. What was it? The attack on Hawaii or something? At some point, I really do need to look into history. Like history is definitely like a subject worth like looking into. Okay, so I actually had this idea while I'm talking with you guys right now. I actually had this idea that I wanted to do. Oh, uh, yeah. But like I actually had this one segment that I actually wanted to do. I wanted to call it the Olds, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to because I used to be like a very 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 frequent user of my local library. I wanted to do a thing where I take like news articles from the local newspaper from like way back in the day, like early as I could possibly get, and just read those news articles and read those news headlines on stream. That's kind of like something I was thinking about doing. Where I like I said, I call it the olds. You know what I'm saying? Just sort of like see, kind of like a travel back in time sort of thing. And but it was like, but like then I ended up moving, and I was like, well, don't look like I can do that now. Well, But yeah, that was definitely something I was thinking about doing. I thought it was kind of cool at the time. It really didn't feel like shoot, do it. Yeah, like I said, one day when I get my I'm gonna ultimately go back to my hometown, get my I'm gonna go back to my hometown. I'm gonna ultimately get back my library card. If not, try to get a new one, and then just like try to freaking, and then just just do that. Yeah, I'm gonna probably end up doing that. Where I just read old news articles from like the local newspaper from as far back as I can, just to see like what was they talking about in those days. Like what was the town holler? You know what I'm saying? What was the town hollering about at the time? Especially because like it's the South, so I know it's going to be like a lot of racism. I know it's going to be like a lot of bigotry and stuff like that. But like it's still kind of like one of those things that would like to kind of just sort of see because it's still history. But yeah, like at some point when I get my like my library card situation taken care of, then yeah, I probably might just do that one day. Especially because like history, like I said, history is relevant. History is important. Shoot. But how y'all day? How's y'all day? How y'all been? You know what I'm saying? I had a pretty crazy day. Like I said, it was a pretty rough day at work. Customer kind of gave me a bit of a rough time, and it sort of agitated me a little bit. But like, okay, I need y'all. I was complaining about this to my roommate earlier. Basically, ultimately, what I was saying was that like, a rich guy can do my job. Ultimately, like a rich guy, like rich people could not do what I do. This guy really did just like they're actively trying to rewrite history. Oh yeah, yeah, completely. Which I just is always going. It's like you remember when the whole Confederate statue controversy, where people were like trying to say, yeah, well, you get rid of Confederate statues and people ain't gonna know who lost the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, but some stupid crap like that. And then all of a sudden, it's like now here they are actively just trying to like rewrite history. Man, it's crazy. It's like it feels a little unreal that like the people who have been basically raising the biggest things for doing the most obviously bad stuff are now the people who are doing the most obviously bad stuff. It's a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's definitely like one of those things that just kind of makes me think to myself, it's just like one of those things where it's just like every single accusation is confession. Every single one. They're actively trying to rewrite history. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting distracted with this game. I ain't gonna lie. I should have definitely streamed. I should definitely like stream the game. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got two people up here. That's crazy. Only one person's talking though. So it had. Oh right, I forgot to do the. I forgot to do the thing. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I always upload the link to my stream in my chat, and I forgot to do that. Yes, I do have group chat. I do have a Discord server. If you want to be a part of that, you can be. You can either just request it, or just you can like request it, or be a member of my channel. Give me a sec. I am now. Give me a sec. There we go. But seriously though, I got two people up in here. Only one person talking, one person lurking. Okay, so one homie and one hater. You know what? That's cool. All right. But yeah, like I said though, that is kind of like something I was just thinking about doing. I was even gonna like, I was thinking about like doing that, and ultimately just so, like I said, just reading old headlines. And I wanted to do that for like the local new, like, because the thing is that like my hometown, I don't know if my hometown ended up getting a local paper, but like, because initially what they did is they did it through New Orleans. They have like New Orleans papers, so like they got the Times Picayune, and like I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but but the thing is that like I'm not from New Orleans. I'm from I'm from Baton Rouge. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the news from Baton Rouge. So that's the goal. Um, but yeah, like I said, at some point I'm gonna head back and like I said, get my at some point get my library card, just get that taken care of. Shoot. But yeah, feel free to let me know how you guys are doing out there. Really hope that everything is okay with y'all. Trying to get a man. I ain't gonna lie. Once I get started on this game, I really do get. Ooh, I kind of get in the zone a little bit. So if I am a little too quiet, just let me know. Shoot, but I don't really think. But it's like if anything, you guys are more quiet than I am. Hold on, it's probably because I got the top chat on and not the live chat. There probably might have been some stuff. Nope, it's the top. Nope, it's the live chat. You guys just y'all quiet out there. Okay, that's fine. I dig that, man. I dig that, man. That's no problem. Also, hearing white guys say "I dig that" is I don't know. Considering like I don't know like how to feel about that. Like knowing that like the phrase "man" at the end of a statement is a black thing, and then everybody just started doing it, kind of makes you think that black people inspired the hippie movement a little bit. It's like I feel like we deserve like flowers for inspiring the hippie movement because essentially it's ours. What am I playing? Oh, I'm playing Don't Starve. It's like one of the few games that I can play for an annoyingly long time. Oh no, I think it's a ghost birch. What? I missed I'm close. But yeah, like I said, it's a game called Don't Starve. I love games like this where you just like basically gather resources. Ow. It's basically a game where you gather resources. Just basically try to survive. There is a lore to it. There is a storyline to it. And I don't really care to do that because it's an unhappy ending. Like it's like you win the game, but it's like you win the game, but now you're trapped in the universe that you got like hijacked into. No, thank you. I'm just gonna I don't play to quote unquote win that part. Like I said, I'm just playing. As the title implies. My coworker told me I had a really big bicep. By the way, what do you guys think? I really do need to get back in the gym. I really do need to get back into shape. Shout out to the third person who showed up. Everybody is like, also but yeah, like I was saying, though, this game is fun. I ain't gonna lie, like it's fun for me anyway. But that's only because, like I said, I like the idea of gathering resources and uh, give me a second. Boom. Doom 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 doom. Boom. Doom 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 doom. Boom. Doom doom doom. Why is that song in my head? But yeah, like, okay, you know what? I'm going to talk about the little incident at work. Okay, so there's this guy at my job. Like he was a customer. I had a really kind of rough time. He clearly was having a rough time. There's this thing where like obviously everybody like orders stuff at the same time online and they try to like get the same thing at the same time. My job is notoriously understaffed and overworked. So it gets very, very, very easy for things to get kind of like lost in the shuffle because only one person is working in every department. I work in the department of push shopping carts outside and help people put stuff in their car department. Basic stuff, really simple, really easy. It's not that really not simple and easy, but it's like it can get a little time consuming. But like that's the basic part of my job. So it's like this customer who is apparently like a regular or whatever. He's just like not the nicest guy, and what he does, and he clearly had to have a little wait. You know what I'm saying? And it was like he couldn't handle waiting that long. So at some point, he's literally like standing in front of the store, and he got his hands on his hips. He's looking very, very, very upset. He's looking like kind of like agitated or whatever. And the thing is that like at my job, like I said, I'm the only person in my department. Like I'm the only person in my department. So what they and I'm very, very, very noticeable because I have on a COVID mask, a sun hats, and I have on a COVID mask. I have on a sun hat. I have on a reflective vest, and I'm very, very, very noticeable. I use the word visible, but clearly this dude was not having the best day. And he decides to, he decides he needs somebody to go after, so he goes after me, and yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that annoyed me a little bit. No lie. like, but I had to take it on the chin a little bit. I really had to I really had to take it to the chin because like this dude basically was like, I've been waiting to hear for like 30 minutes. How come I ain't got my thing yet? And I was like, my thing is that and my thing is that when was the last time you ever went to a customer service? When was the last time you ever been committed to customer service and it actually worked for you, like it actually benefited you or something. Not benefited you, but it's like that that really kind of made me mad though. That really did kind of make me mad though, because he was just he was yelling at me for the most part because he saw me. That was the only reason. But it was the only reason why he got on my case was because he specifically saw me and was like, I'm going to just customer service can be exhausting. It really is. The thing about working in customer service, at least for me, is that I can handle my thing is that I can handle obnoxious people. I kinda have to. I kind of, ultimately I feel like that's all customer service is bogged down to. It's just basically having to deal with obnoxious people who just ultimately just are impatient or childish or just they're not in a good place mentally and they just happen to be in your space at the time. There was one dude in particular. I remember that was one guy. He came in and we just having a conversation and he's really happy. We was having a conversation and come to find out that he was crashing on a boat with a friend of his. You know what I'm saying? Because he was apparently either rich or he used to be rich and he's not rich anymore. But supposedly there was just a thing that was going on. Ooh, that's not good. I'm getting beaten up all over the place right now. But yeah, I had to take it on the chin. He was just yelling at me the whole time, and it's just like I said, I'm more agitated because at the end of the day, I couldn't. It's I couldn't do anything except take it. So he was just and another thing too is I have a specific coworker who is just she's very 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 kind of she's right leaning. Plus she likes to joke and she's right leaning. She likes to joke around, and she has this annoying habit of basically trying to light. She tries to lighten the mood at my expense, and it gets annoying because it's because it's I'm just sitting here okay, this guy clearly has it out. This guy clearly was here because he wanted to ruin somebody's day, and he wanted. And she's like, no, maybe it was just you. Because maybe it's just because you weren't doing a good job, and she was saying that as a joke, from what I understand. So it's just one of the things that kind of annoys me is one of the things I really hate is bro, this is something that really kind of gets on my nerves is if you see me working and the first thing that goes if you see me working a job, if you see me working at my job and you have the audacity to be oh, you're not doing anything. That's the most disrespectful thing you could say to me. It's you see me working. How dare you see me working and be nah, you ain't doing anything. That makes me mad, bro. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. I learned you gotta watch people who frequently joke at your expense. Yeah, dude. I've always been I've always been that way. People used to call me sensitive for that. I genuinely don't care if people think that I'm sensitive. I really, it's I would rather be the sensitive guy. I would rather be the sensitive guy that you have to watch your tone around than be the guy that's just gonna let you clown on him for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't clown on because I can be every so often I might get it wrong too. I might say the wrong thing, but it's if you were to tell me, hey, cut that out, I will cut that out.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not above reproach, but I do think it's a little obnoxious that like I can't do. It's just kind of obnoxious to me that like other people can't follow suit. I'm giving myself too much credit. When somebody tells me to cut that out, if I not inclined, if I don't feel inclined to do so, I'll probably just keep going. But like I do know that like on certain instances, I try my best to at least maintain a little bit of decorum and just show them, hey, I can say, yeah, like like you can tell me to stop it and I'll stop it. Shoot, but yeah. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I don't like. That's the reason everybody who knows me knows I hate roast. I hate roast. I hate roasting. I'm not a fan of it. You can keep that. Like I said, I'd rather be the guy that everybody thinks is sensitive and like, hey, watch your tone around him. He's not gonna watch your tone around him. He's not he doesn't like that sort of stuff. I'd rather be that guy than be, yeah, you're not gonna feel comfortable. Like you're not gonna feel comfortable like, bad mouth for me. I don't want you to. Shoot. People like I said, but my whole thing is that like, I do know that like I'm capable of screwing up the same way. But like I said, yeah, just let me know. Hey, let me know if I messed up. I would rather you tell me I messed up and then like we go from there. So it's like if I double down, then you have every reason to just ditch me. It's no big deal. I'm not even gonna be mad. I want to be like, okay, maybe I doubled down a little too much. Or maybe I tripled down a little too often. I went to the well way too much. I ain't even stress. I ain't even like gonna be upset about that, honestly. But like it's when like I said, it's just basically when I do it. It's like, hey, LOL boundaries, bro. Oh man, sorry if I'm being too quiet on this one. I'm not. Like I said, I'm only partially focused, but like, trust me when I say this game is fun. This game is fun. Uh, oh man, damn, who is this second person? This is gonna drive me insane. It's like I said, because it's a lurker, but like, dang, I keep on forgetting to like, but also, I have to also remember sometimes lurkers aren't my enemy. Sometimes lurkers are just people who are just like a little too shy. It's like, and I don't like I said, I understand the concept of being shy on the internet, but I also don't understand the concept of being shy on the internet because like I don't know. On one end is like because the thing is that like what you got is like you really don't have reason to be shy. You really don't have reason to be shy, honestly. It's like, as a matter of fact, I feel like I've always said this. Like, I do feel like a lot of people, especially with the way that the universe and not the universe, but the way that the world is kind of going now, we definitely are kind of like overdue, wildly overdue to like tell our own stories and let people know who we are as like normal people. Because like I mean, like we got literal like once again, like as Bane Reckoning has said already, is like we do have people trying to rewrite history and stuff like that. I can see myself streaming again. Oh, that's dope. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to know. Shout out to BTR for like bringing it back, bro. Let's go. Matter of fact, if you start streaming, right? If you start streaming, let me know. I will end the stream here. Matter of fact, if you start streaming, what I will do is I will record. I will stream myself watching your stream. Hopefully, it don't lag me up. Like we'll have a stream session. Yeah, like I said, you let me know. You let me know when you do it. I will stream myself streaming. I will stream myself watching you stream. Like I said, for streamception. That's what I will call it. Streamception, where you can where we just where I record myself doing that. Yeah, I am not having a good playthrough right now. Go, go. My ass gonna tell me where the line is. Go. My ass gonna tell me where the line is. But yeah, like I said, man, I hope that once you do start streaming, you let me know.
Dang it. You know what? I would rather die with. That's fine. That's fine. I was about to starve to death in this game. All right. All right. I am done streaming my game. So now my focus is completely now on chat. All one of you. So, you know what? I'm gonna have to take this time to do a little vlog too while I am talking about because I did have a bit of, like I said, I did have a bit of a silly week. Okay, um, as I've said before multiple times, I am currently getting back into wrestling training, and like today I try my best to like kind of sort of get into. There was a wrestling training place that I was invited to. That's literally like an hour away. So I went over there to like practice some stuff, and you know, like I said, the difference between both training facilities is like night and day. So like on one, like clearly in one is a lot of cardio, so I find myself getting winded. But in this other one, it's mostly about the wrestling. So in one, I'm like learning how I'm getting myself like in physically reasonable shape, and in the other one, I'm already doing the arm drags and the I'm doing the arm drags and the wheelbarrows and the lucha libre stuff. That's the stuff that I was kind of like always interested in. Like like I can do the lucha libre stuff. It's not that bit of a challenge. Like I can watch. I've been watching lucha libre for quite some back when wrestlers like Pedro Aguayo and Hector Garza were still alive. So I'm not gonna say I know how to do it, but it's like I I know what they look like, and I know how they're supposed to look when I do them. You know what I'm saying? So that was a bit of a so it's like, but it's like so going over there and practicing is always very fun. It's just the drive, the drive getting there and the drive getting back is just excruciating for me because I'm not a big fan of long drives. I don't know anybody who is. It's like I know somebody who is a big fan of long. I do know somebody who's a big fan of long drives, and and they don't even do it that much anymore. But it's crazy, man. It's a crazy time. It's crazy, but also at the same time, I'm just like I'm kind of like really glad to just be able to like be training again. So there's that. Driving isn't fun, but I'm used to it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like driving is. It's like one thing I kind of really hate that they like overhyped when I was a kid was driving. It was like they really did like basically make it seem like driving was like going to be this cool thing that you was going to be able to like just have. They really did like make it seem like driving was going to be like this really cool thing, and it just turns out to not be this cool thing. And it's just like I they overhyped the heck out of driving. They really did. They whoever like was responsible for like propagandizing the importance of driving really did an amazing job because it was like, oh wow, I got like that's wild. Like what, three people up in here? Okay, that's crazy. But yeah, oh, I definitely need to get a ring light though at some point. Also, I need to like invest in a lamp or a spotlight or something because I don't like this the shade over my face. You know what I'm saying? And there's like another thing too is how embarrassing it is because like I got this big old brain case up here, and you know But yeah, like I said, driving clearly is not fun. Like driving is definitely not fun. But I definitely, but like yeah, it's definitely something I've gotten used to. But yeah, the drive getting back home from the training facility over there is just excruciating. But it's like it's still worth it just to be able to go over there. But it's excruciating because man, is this trip is long. This trip is so long, brother. Excuse me. This might actually become a short one. Um, what is happening here? What just happened? Give me a second. Sorry, I had to watch something. RC Buckets no more. What's up? What's good? What you got on your plate tonight? Or just chilling? What you talking about? Yeah, nah, that's actually a pretty funny thing about that. Yeah, how's it going, RC? Yeah, no, I ain't really got anything yet. I eat a lot of I'm trying to like eat healthier anyway, which is going to be a bit of a challenge because like now I have to avoid lettuce because the Orange Invasion gave us another C word. Hold on, am I following this person? Who is this person? Wait, oh, must be some. Oh right, okay. But yeah, nah. But yeah, like, yeah. Actually, about that, I actually am trying to eat healthier. So it's like it is a bit of a challenge to actually think about how I'm going to eat healthy now that like I have to watch out for lettuce ultimately. But not like I think another thing too is we was actually talking about this. I'm just thinking, hey man, just fried chicken, me to death. We all gotta check out from something. Yeah, exactly. And also another thing too is that like I forgot you like that. Forgot I like what? Forgot I like what? Taco Bell? I love me a good burrito. But like I do know that like I think the funniest thing was that like the funniest thing about this is that like Taco Bell has always been sort of notorious for like giving you food that basically like excavated your bowels. So it is kind of weird that like in a time where we're starting to have an explosive diarrhea style um it's like having the explosive diarrhea style epidemic that's going on. Everybody suddenly is like, yo, you gotta challenge Taco Bell now. And it's like, bro, Taco Bell has been doing this since before this epidemic. Are y'all crazy? We're just now going after them. That's wild. That's wild. It's like low hanging fruit, y'all. Low hanging fruit. I remember when I went there for lunch and sent you pictures to spite you because you couldn't go. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Bane the Reckoning is my personal friend. Like, I know Bane the Reckoning. I know Bane the Reckoning's family. He knows mine. Like, we have actually been friends since we were teenagers. So, like, when he says stuff like that, it's very, very. When he says stuff like that, is like, yeah, I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw him. He's like the closest thing to an actual brother that I got that isn't my actual brother. And Bane, I will swing on you, bro. But yeah, like I said, I am actively now. Everyone has a built-in bathroom work excuse. I hate Taco Bell. That's why I went. I was invisible over an hour of my shift. Yeah, you know what? It's like, the sad part is that, like, you can actually strain that to like other. You can literally like strain that to like other things because it's the lettuce. Also, real quick, while we're actually bringing that up, I just want to go ahead and just take this time real quick to just remind everyone that the Orange Invasion is bad at his job because you never really like actually sit back and think about exactly how easy it is to get sick in America because we don't get sick in America that often because we have an organization that gets together to make sure that we don't get sick in America. I really hate the fact that my hair is doing this little number and I can't I keep trying to bring it back, but it's like I'm pretty sure that's shades of both of my grandpas. But because both of my grandfathers had long hair, but like one of my grandpas, he had long hair and his hair was like down, and the other one, he had a fro, and I ended up getting a combination of both. But yeah, it's like it's really easy to forget exactly how easy it is to get like it's really easy to forget exactly how easy it is to get sick in this country because before we had an organization that was actually working really, really hard to make sure that we do not get sick. Be right back. Yeah, there's no problem, man. Yeah, do your thing, do your thing. But we really did have organizations that was dedicated to making sure that we don't get sick. All right, they really, really, really did their jobs. They made sure that we don't have any outbreaks by letting us know, hey, this stuff is dangerous, or what they would do is, they were like, what's what I'm looking for? They would like do this thing where they would actively like prevent the stuff before it happens. The CDC actually was doing stuff to make sure that we were okay. And now that the CDC is like not working, we are now capable of getting sick all over again because of this orange bozo. It's just like it's nothing short of just like mind boggling just how stupid this guy is. Like every single it's like the stuff that he was getting rid of was stuff that was actually like these they were helping people. And now like if anything were to go wrong now, it's literally it can always go back to just being his fault. It's kind of crazy how like yeah. Okay, I'm back. This is the movies review discussion account. Okay, I get that. You could definitely like help me. You could definitely help out my channel by like going on all your accounts at the same time and just like like just lurking through at least like a good three of them. Like I need the views, y'all. I really do. I need the views. I subbed. I appreciate that. Thank you. Someone said he seems to be the literal anti. Yeah, yeah, he could be. He could be. There are signs. There are signs. But also it could just be a case of like life working into the art. Like if I wrote a book, and at some point I write in the book, like it starts raining blood, and I write in the book, it starts raining blood, and broccoli just comes out of the ground in places where broccoli shouldn't be grown at. Then at some point, somebody's going to probably try to make that happen just to be able to say, "Oh no, it's happening," because the same thing that happened in the book. I only have two channels. This one I don't frequent, but I did rebrand it. So I said I would try to be on it more. Yeah, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I totally get that, man. I'm the same way. I used to have that's the reason why I still use both of my channels. I totally get it. You get any of the wildfire smoke your way? No, I live in a no. I live in I live in Texas. Yesterday the smoke was just outrageous. I felt like I was stuck inside of a Weber grill with old meat on it. Wow, you know what? That's content. You should definitely make a video about that because it's like some of us didn't. Like I said, I didn't get the smoke, which is like in context is a completely different statement. But yeah, no, I didn't get the smoke, but Jovi did. So prayers up for Jovi. Really hoping that everything is okay where she is right now, because she lives in a place where apparently the smokes have been kind of has been kind of like not so great. So yeah, like really hoping that you're okay out there, Jovi. I don't know if you're watching or if you're gonna watch, but just know just know you're on my mind and I'm thinking about you. Same thing with V and Cora. But yeah, like that's definitely something like make a video about. You should definitely kind of like because this is not something that happens. That's not something that happens often. So I definitely, like I said, if it was up to me, I would make a video about that. Just letting people know, hey, this stuff doesn't happen that often. You know, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened that I can remember. But I don't really know about your neck of the woods, so I don't know if that's something that you undergo or whatever. I could never have a shout out to myself. Yes, you can. Shout out to Jovi for just existing, by the way. Shout out to Jovi for just existing and having amazing hair and looking really, really good in a sundress. I'm gonna give you guys a pleasant image. Shout out to Jovi for looking really good in a sundress. Because she looks amazing in a sundress. Specifically a yellow one. It's not the same because I had to say something. Can a brother just like oh my lord. That's one thing about me. I always end up like I yeah, my bad. I'm special. Yeah, you're very special. If there's one you definitely do stand out for sure. You definitely do stand out. You are and I'm Bane, did you watch Predator Badlands yet? Oh, okay, yeah. Let's. So that's a no. So that is a no on the yellow sundress. I deserve that, and it's my birth month. You know what? I'm sorry about that. Also, that's a really I like that name, Cinema of the State. I like that name. That's a very creative name. That I dig that for sure. I wore it on my birthday. Ah man, yeah, it's definitely yeah. It's if it's someone I'm thinking of. Oh, okay. Like by the way, there's an Alien game that my homeboy OBG is playing right now, and it's I like I say, it's funny to watch him play it. Like it's Enemy of the State is one of my favorite films. Will Smith, Gene Hackman is the play on that kind. Yeah, I'm familiar with the movie Enemy of the State, but I never saw it though. I never saw it, but like I definitely am. I definitely am familiar with the movie because I was a big Will Smith fan. But I was a Will Smith fan, and I thought that he only did like comedies. So when he started doing serious stuff, I just completely ignored it because I was a child and I just wasn't aware of the idea of being a killer of killers is the decent one. Badlands. The only thing I know about Badlands is the only Badlands I acknowledge is Into the Badlands that was on Netflix like a couple of years ago. God, that was such a good series. Oh my lord, bro! Live that's the closest thing to a live action anime we ever seen. Man, Into the Badlands, bro. And they never did anything with. I don't think they ever followed up with it either because it was initially like it was a community. Like they didn't use guns. They didn't use guns, so it was like they basically threw hands in order to like settle their differences. So the toughest people who could like throw hands was like you know kind of out doing anything or whatever. And they had Donnie Yen up in it. They had like Donnie Yen up in it, bro. Nah, man, that was my thing, bro. That was a good series. At least until at least before the stupid relationship crap started happening. It's like I get it. I understand that I understand that in writing, love is a very, very, very passionate thing. But does it have to be in everything? Does it have to be in everything? Like brother can't we can't just have a series where like people are just like squabbling up, without there being like some kissy goo goo BS going on. It's like I understand I understand how bad that makes me sound. I get it, but it's like yo, I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'm over it, man. Like that's the reason why I write my own stuff, bro. That's the reason why I write my own stuff. I'm tired of romance in everything. Like not everybody needs to find love, dog. Not everybody needs to find love. Like some people just need to scrap. Some people just need to like throw. Some people just need to throw hands. Like I've never watched a boxing match where after the boxing match is over, the guy like the winner goes over to their girlfriend and just like makes out with her like immediately after the fight. It just doesn't happen. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I've never seen it happen. I'm just saying. I'm just like that's the reason why I write my own stuff, man. I'm tired of love, dog. I am tired of love being used as a plot device. It feels kind of overdone. What if some people are just like there's some people out there that are just like it feels unrealistic that it feels unrealistic that in the course of every single work of fiction, love has to be somewhere up in there as far as like romantic love. It can't be love for your family members, a love for your friends, a love for people that you care about. No, it has to be. It always has to be. By the way, you're boinking somebody. Like I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired of like one of the big reasons why I don't really like follow a lot of what Batman does is because I know that at some point once Catwoman is not in every work of fiction. I'm not saying it's in every work of fiction. I'm saying that it's in most works of fiction. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find a series where that's not the case. What about I Am Legend? Will Smith's love for his dog. I haven't seen I Am. I never saw I Am Legend before. Wait, Tyrone Biggums 5547. This feels like a trap. You. This feels like a trap. Something is going on here. Yeah, this is a trap. This is. Are you a hater? Are you a hater? Be honest. Are you a hater? No, bro, that's crazy. You haven't seen it. It's a movie. Look it up. Like, no, it's like I'm familiar with the book. I just never read. I never watched the movie. But also, like, there's going to be a sequel to I Am Legend. I am genuinely surprised that Leo Rouge hasn't. I'm genuinely surprised that Leo Rouge hasn't like made an I Am Legend reference yet. He is legend. Nah, but this Tyrone Biggums person. Let's see, new person, no content, name, new person, no content. Are you a hater? Like, be real. Did you just pop up just to like now I gotta know because like I'm a little nervous now. No, I'm not a hater, bro. You just randomly popped up, so I clicked on. Okay, okay. Well, the movie is good. I say that because you said that bit about love. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, I get that. I appreciate that. I understand. It's like I said, I'm familiar with the book I Am Legend, but I never saw the movie because. But I was interested in watching the movie. And, I mean, there was a time where I was like, because I'm a Will Smith fan. I actually am. Like, I am not. I'm not proud to admit that I am a huge Will Smith fan because I don't like being a fan of anything. Um, but like, I grew up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and that just sort of stuck with me. So I did want to see that movie. Hold on. Yes, because most people aren't you. They actually want love. I'm not saying that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. My thing about love in film. My thing about love in film is that like there's multiple forms of love that you don't get introduced to in works. Like this Tyrone person, like he basically like brought up how like in I Am Legend, Will Smith had his character loves his dog. You know what I'm saying? But it's like how often do you see a movie where there's a guy like how many movies have you seen where it's a guy and the romance angle is falling in love with somebody that you're going to boink later in comparison to falling in love with somebody because you care about them because like I said because they're your friend or they're a member of your family. I like him too, just not what he did to Chris Rock, but he has made good movies and Fresh Prince of Bel Air is goaded. It really is. It really is. That now, I honestly, and also speaking of the Chris Rock Will Smith thing, 100%. I will stand on this for the rest of my life. That was a plot to get people interested in the Oscars or the Emmys. I forget what it's called. I forget what the ceremony is, but like because people didn't care about the ceremony. People didn't care. Like it was literally a year after the Oscars so white hashtag. Like got really viral on Twitter. It's like nobody cared about that. They were just doing that to try to get some eyes on the screen, and it worked briefly. It worked briefly, but the problem is that like, it got people to care more about Will Smith and Chris Rock in comparison to the actual event. Like, yeah. But yeah, to respond to Bane was saying, is that like here's the thing, like I'm tired of I'm tired of propagandized. It feels like I don't know the right way to say it. It feels arranged. Every relationship feels like every relationship in fiction feels annoyingly arranged. It just feels like yeah, it's supposed to happen because this happens all the time. And I'm just like I'm a little agitated by that because like for some of us, I'm going to speak for myself. For a physically unattractive guy who has a really tough time finding love and or keeping it, I'm tired of being reminded. Hey, I'm tired of writers basically saying, "Hey, by the way, here's what you're not getting." It's like I know you need to branch out. Then I don't know what you mean by branch out. I don't know what you mean by branch out. But like, last thing I want to do is read something, and the last thing I want to do is read something, and the story is, hey, by the way, guess what you're not getting? You see what that guy's getting over there? You're not getting that. You see what this protagonist is getting? He's about to get the girl of his dreams. You're not. I'm just saying, dog. At the end of this movie, they gonna be kissing and hugging, and guess what you gonna be doing? Not that. And I'm gonna be like, shut up, writer. And the writer's gonna be like, bro, you shut up. I got money. I got money. You ain't got nothing. And I'll be like, that's how you take it. That's how it. Yeah, I know. That's the reason why I say I don't like it. That's the reason why I say I don't like it because like that's how I take it every time. That's what it feels like they saying. It feels like they're just basically saying, "Hey, bro, you know this protagonist is about to start kissing and hugging on this chick, right? But you not. How that make you feel?" And I'll be like, "Shut up. You don't want your protagonist you've been following all this time to be happy. There's multiple ways to be happy. There's multiple ways to be happy. Romance and fiction isn't your issue. It's the lustful activity that you have a problem with. Yeah, you know you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But there's multiple ways to be happy, bro. It's like nobody. I've never seen a series where like a protagonist got rich. You know what I'm saying? Like afterwards, and you know, like in America, the big propaganda is also telling us that hey, having a whole lot of money is the key to happiness too. But like, where's our movies where a protagonist is like, you know, after like all the hardship, they end up rich at the end? I don't know, man. You gotta have to help me out, bro. Help me out. Like I've never seen it. I've never seen it before. I don't watch a lot of movies no more, man. Like Kaiji, Kaiji, what is Akagi? No, I didn't finish Akagi. I didn't finish. Also, he was. I didn't finish Akagi. In my defense, I did not finish Akagi. Okay, I ain't gonna lie though. That theme song was kind of fire. No lie. Nato Kanade. Start exercising and eating better with fruit and vegetables and less crap. It's better to put yourself in a position where love can come to you instead of dreaming about it knocking on your front door. I'm not really too worried about like finding love, dude. I was just like I'm not good at keeping a girlfriend. I am but it's like I'm more annoyed because of the fact that it really does kind of feel like it just feels like romance is propagandized. Kaiji is infamously known as the anime with no women. Is Kaiji the same as Akagi? But like, nah, dude, I'm bad at being in a relationship. I'm a terrible boyfriend. I'm not trying to find romance. I'm just annoyed. It really just feels like it's propagandized. Like it really does feel like it's kind of being like dating and like stuff like that. It really feels like it's pressured on people. I don't like that. Like I feel like when I was younger, when I was when I was younger, I thought that I was supposed to be in a relationship instead of me like wanting to be in a relationship. I thought I was supposed to be, and that kind of like really sort of screwed up my perspective on romance because like when I didn't date, when a girl told me no, I thought she wasn't supposed to tell me no. You know what I'm saying? Because all the movies and TV shows and stuff like that basically told me, hey, if you like this girl, she's gonna immediately like you back. And if if you decide that you want to date, you're gonna end up dating because the lady that you like is gonna like you back. And when that didn't happen, I was like, how dare you defy the rules of the television? And that's what it felt like. It felt like in the dude is literally a broke bum who is trying to get money to pay his debts. Same author. Okay. Well, like in my defense, I never saw KG, but I was watching Akagi like way back in the day, and Akagi was the one with the dude who looked like Astro Boy. Not he didn't look like Astro Boy, but the art style itself made me think of Astro Boy because they had the pointy noses and stuff. I mean, Sam Tez had really had he had a distinct style. Osamu Tezuka. I'm trying to think of the other one. Yeah, Osamu Tezuka is definitely. Yeah, I get you, bro. Real life isn't a movie, though. Nothing wrong with having a normal life with normal hobbies. Girls usually help you spend your money. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But like, that's what I'm saying. I understand that real life isn't like a movie, but that what I'm trying to bring up is that like fiction is. This ain't gonna make sense. This ain't gonna make sense when I say it, but just hear me out. Fiction is too fictional. If you're gonna write like a slice of life dramedy about like some kid growing up in a random city, it's like we also have to remind people that like rejection is a thing. Getting shot down is a thing. The girl that you like won't like you back. And there's a good chance that it won't happen even at the end. Sometimes it's just good to be the homie. It's like these are things that they never tell us when it comes to romance. Like when you're like, these are things that you never told about like when it comes to romance, especially when you're a dude. When you're a dude, you're basically that does happen. But here's another thing too. But here's another aspect too. Sometimes I would like to see a movie or a fictional series rather where the focus isn't on dating. The focus isn't on dating. There is no romantic inclination in any fashion. It's just somebody who is just like one of the big reasons why I like One Piece is because one of the big reasons why I love One Piece is because of the fact that at no point does Luffy ever fall in love. He never falls in love. Like Sanji might fall in love. Sanji might fall in love, but that's only because he's a lovable guy. But Luffy never falls in love. Nobody's ever really trying to date or nothing like that. It's just Luffy goes to a spot, some stuff is happening at that spot. Luffy punches the thing and then saves everybody and then goes to another joint. That's all I really need. That's all I need. One Piece is my favorite show ever, dog. I love that. I love that. And not only that, but One Piece is like one of the best anime out there right now. So it's like, that's the format. That's the format that we should like get into. Not all fiction books are like that. Dostoevsky books usually have something based on love in it. And from the books I've read on his, there are none of the stereotypical happy ending. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is that like I'm not trying to see somebody get a crush on somebody and like either I'm just One Piece is beast. Dragon Ball 2, but Berserk is crazy. No, I'm not trying to. Nah, man, Berserk is traumatizing. Berserk is good, but Berserk is good for a completely different reason. We can talk about like Berserk all like I know a guy who loves Berserk and you could talk to him about it all day. But the bits and pieces of Berserk that I saw, ooh, that was I ain't gonna lie. That made me like have some philosophical questions, dog. Like no lie, no lie. But also Berserk is like a really good example of like yeah, like I said, Dragon Ball is another one of my personal favorites because like I like Dragon Ball because like for the most part the overall plot is some craziness is going down. We got to swing on these fools. That's what I need to see. That's all I want. Some craziness is going down. We got to swing on these fools. That's the plot that I like. There could be bigger things going on and much more complicated stories that could be told in there. But all I'm trying to do is just JJ from Coco Melon. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday to you, JJ from Coco Melon. This is wild. Okay, hold on. Do I know this person? I'm getting a lot of new faces today. I got a VR headset. Oh, that's awesome. Yo, you gonna start streaming yourself playing some VR games? There is a big philosophical undertone to Berserk. The author liked Nietzsche, from what I've read. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do know that like one thing about Japan, one thing about like stuff from Japan is that like they love psychology, they love world cultures, they love psychology, they love world cultures, and they really love Europe. Like really love Europe. Oh my God, they love Europe. Like there's always like some blonde hair, like blue eyed girl whose name is like I don't know, Schwarzwald Van Krantz or something. And like she's like overly powerful because she's like the most beautiful woman in the land or something. Yeah, but I have to get good first. Any recommendations? I don't know any VR games, dog. I don't know any VR games. Like no, wait, I do know one. I do know one, and it's a rhythm game. It's I forget what it was called. You had these sticks. You had like these sticks, and you will like have to you can like cut these little square things, and you had to move from a little moving wall. Beat Saber, Beat Saber. That's a game that I remember. Like it was really hype when the VR headset came out. It's a rhythm game, so it's like if you know the songs, it kind of helps if you know the songs. But yeah, Beat Saber. That's one game I know of. And I'm trying to think of another one. I'm trying to think of another one on the top of my head, but it's like I never really played any of them. Yeah, like I said, Beat Saber is actually really fun. I mean, like I hope you enjoy it. Also, happy birthday. I would ask how old you are, but like I don't want to be too invasive. But yeah, happy birthday. Really hope that you're having a good one, and definitely there are no love interests in Hunter X Hunter. You know what? I've never seen Hunter X Hunter, so I'm not gonna even challenge that one, dog. I'm not even gonna challenge that one. I believe you. I believe you on that one. I'm 13. Jesus, how do I keep getting these? How do I keep getting these like biters on my stuff? What is? Okay. First of all, happy 13th birthday. Also, go to bed. I'm 2. Okay. How? Seriously, it's fine. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I get that, but also go to bed. Holy crap! Like, it's like, holy crap! It's like I feel like an older. I feel like I am an oldest brother. And it's like I feel like an older brother all over again. It's like, oh my God, I could not. If my 13-year-old sibling was like online right now, it's like, what are you doing? Listen, on my B day, I can stay still 12, and I can say, oh, okay. I guess you're saying you can stay up till 12, and there's summer vacation, bro. I get that. It's just I don't know. I just genuinely don't know how I just genuinely don't know how to address like teenagers, man. I really don't. But also, like, there's like 13-year-olds that are like 7 foot tall now with full body hair. Like I remember funny, the true story. One time I'm walking and I accidentally bump into this gigantic human being, and he looks at me and goes, "Sorry, sir," and I go, "It's okay. It's okay." It's like this gigantic human being is like 17 years old. 17 years old. He's big as heck. Like he actually has a mustache. He actually has like a little mustache. He's only 17 years old. And like his mom, his mom looks at me and she goes, his dad was tall. And I'm like, how tall is the dad? I'm looking up at this dude like I should be calling you sir. Yeah, these kids are getting these kids are getting out of control. These I don't know what's going on. So yeah, like I don't even know how to talk to like these kids nowadays. So I don't even try to. But yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, Hunter X Hunter, that's a good one. But yeah, Hunter X Hunter, that's a good one. I've never seen Hunter X Hunter. I haven't seen one episode of it. I look like I'm 10 and build like Quasimodo. I don't believe that, but hey, I, I I I don't believe it, but I'm not trying to be proven wrong because Quasimodo has a hunchback and a swollen eye. I'm not real. By the way, fun fact about the Hunchback of Notre Dame: that song from Count Frollo is this? I think there's some symbolism there. I forget what it is, but it's it's something there. There's some symbolism there. There's some symbolism, and it's weird. It gets weird. That stuff gets really weird. I'm going to bed. It's almost one here in Uruguay. Peace out, bro. More life. Hey, love and peace to you, and thank you for me. Thank you for popping up from all the way out in Uruguay. Thank you very much. I got an international audience now. I have an international audience. Shout out to Uruguay, and also I'm hoping that somebody comes in from Paraguay too, so I can be like, it's like, why are you guys here? uh, that was a terrible joke. Uruguay, Paraguay, why are you? Uh, Shout out to Uruguay though. Love and peace to you. Go ahead and get peace out. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try a Beat Saber. Yeah, man. I hope you I hope you enjoy it. Just don't get just don't get too sick because it's like the motion sickness in the virtual helmet. That's a real thing. But yeah, definitely. That's crazy. That is crazy. I got an international audience, and audience like I have an international audience and a kid in there. Okay, that's dope actually. Love and peace to y'all though. Thank y'all very much. Okay, I'm trying to think of more. Like there are a lot of anime out there where like love isn't a thing, and I get that. Also, Hunter x Hunter would be weird if they had a love interest up in there because like I think the main character is a kid, right? So it's like it'd just be weird. You know what? Yu-Gi-Oh didn't have a love. Yu-Gi-Oh didn't have a romance either. But I think Mai and Joey were supposed to have something, and it just never really came into fruition. Which I'm cool with that. But I know Taya and Yugi were supposed to have something, but I don't think it was. It was like I think it was just Taya who was interested in Yugi, and they just never and Yugi just never reciprocated, from what I gathered. I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to think about how that went down. Ooh, Beyblade didn't have love interest in it. Beyblade was all about just like getting to these tournaments, beat up like take out these spinning tops and let's go. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of stuff I need to see more of. Also, part of me just didn't. Part of me wants to like Beyblade, but I hate Kai too much. Like Kai was unbeatable, but he was also like, I'm a mean guy. I'm a mean guy who's antisocial, but I look cool, so I can just totally like get away with it. Ugh. That's what I'm saying. One Piece is a goaded series, And One Piece is a goated series, and its format is simply Luffy goes to a place, liberates it, goes somewhere else, rinse and repeat for like 1,000 chapters, and it just worked. But you don't like tournaments. What do you mean I don't like tournaments? Wait, which series I'm gonna talk? Wait, which one? Beyblade wasn't just a tournament thing. Beyblade wasn't. Are you talking about Beyblade or are you talking about Hunter x Hunter? Because Beyblade was barely a tournament. It was mostly like it was like, I mean, yeah, there were like tournaments up in there, but it was like teams going after each other and stuff like that. I'm glad you said that, Joby, because I was thinking of it. Man. I just like the idea of like sometimes like there's no lovey dovey stuff. Just go in, whoop butt, get out. Or go in, save the world, get out. Or go in, accomplish goal, and get out. You're gonna accomplish your goal and like you're gonna accomplish your goal and be and you know and what's what I'm looking for. You're gonna accomplish your goal without falling in love. It happens all the time. That's why I say I write my own stuff, though, man. That's why I write my own stuff. Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh had tournaments. They did, but it wasn't like good guy. I think the thing I don't like about most tournament shows is that like it just feels like they don't have a plot to them. Like it wasn't like what's what I'm looking for. Like in the case of Yu-Gi-Oh, like it will be like initially it was to save his grandpa, always knowing the beginning, middle, and end, all the twists, etc., all the time. What do you mean? Okay, like in the case of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It was about saving his grandpa, then it was about saving his homie, and then it was about like not then it was about like escaping some crazy little like death world thing. Like it was also about saving the world. Like you writing your own stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like my thing. Yeah, that's the kind of the whole reason why I'm doing this because like I'm writing my own stuff because like I get so sick and tired of like seeing plots that I just don't like all the time. It's just like at some point it just gets a little it gets a little repetitive. Your boy is I'm trying to like I'm doing the T Pain scream. Do something else. Do something else. Do something else. Stop giving me the same stuff. Do something else. Like heaven forbid there's a movie out there where like instead of falling in love with a love interest, instead you I don't know, find inner peace, take a nap. I'm saying sarcastically, knowing everything sounds so fun. Yeah, it is. It very much is. You must not know. You must not know who I am, bro. It's like my psychological connection towards my fear of the dark is me like not knowing stuff, bro. Like you're speaking ironically and sarcastically, but you're hitting the nail right on the head. When's the last? What's the last movie I watched? The last movie I watched was Sinners. No, no, no. It's not Sinners. I think the last. I want to say the last movie I watched was exactly. So you haven't seen enough movies to say that doesn't happen. No, the last movie I watched was Wolf of Wall Street. I think no. Was it 12 Angry Men? No, I didn't finish 12 Angry Men. What's the movie where Kevin Spacey as Kaiser Soze, The Usual Suspects. It was something like that. In any case, no, I'm not saying like that's the thing. It's like it doesn't happen, but it's like I don't get a chance to see it not happen because it's always happening. It's like do something else. Do something else. I'm tired of lovey dovey, kissy face, goo goo. Oh my gosh, she's attractive, even though I only saw her for 7 seconds, and now we're going to be bumping uglies at the end of the movie. I'm tired of that. No, leave me alone. No, stop. Let's have a movie where a guy goes in, where somebody goes in, saves the world, and that's it. Goes in, whoops butt, and that's it. QNT Pain hashtag. But also in Sinners, that did happen. All I'm saying is that like you just irked me so bad. I had to look up that Mad Max Fury Road has no love interest. It don't? Huh? I could have swore that did. Okay, you just all right. You just kind of blew our mind with that one, but also like I never. Yeah. You know what? You got me there. I'll give you that one. Hey, I get it. Hey, how you doing tonight? I'm doing okay, Alex B. How are you doing? A lot of new faces popping up today, and so far no haters. That's awesome. I'm doing okay though. Like I said, just talking movies with the just chilling in bed about to sleep. I get it. Probably had a pretty okay day. But like Spotlight 2015 has no love interest. Wait, what's Spotlight 2015? Okay, but is there implications though? We're talking about movies right now, so it's like you just sort of like popped right on in for that one. My homeboy is trying to convince me. My homeboy is convincing me that there are films that don't focus doesn't have a heavy romantic focus, even though I just basically brought up how there's plenty that do. Um, but yeah, but like okay, for instance, right? There was that movie. What was that movie called? It was not Gundam. It was like live action Gundam because they had big old mechs. But like Logan is about Wolverine learning to love his daughter. Yeah, I saw Logan. I actually saw Logan. Logan was really good. Yeah, Logan got me too. And also, fun fact: my friend Kathy, Pacific Rim, that was one. My friend Kathy, she's on YouTube as Kathy Changes Lanes. She was an extra in Logan. She was one of the doctors when I think it was when Xavier was having that seizure. But yeah, in Pacific Rim, it was like there was supposed to be no love interest in that, but it was implied. You know what I'm saying? It was sort of implied, kinda. I'm just saying though. It's just like like y'all don't okay. You don't think that love is sort of propagandized in fiction a little bit? You don't think that is like kind of pushed and pressured a little bit? It's just basically like I said, maybe I just think that because because last thing I want is for a writer to tell me, hey, guess what this protagonist is going to be doing later? Guess what you're not going to be doing? I know, writer. Kissing a girl. That's the joke. I knew it. I knew the joke. Why you not kissing no girl, bro? Urgh! Movies have a way of trying to present that feel good kind of romance, and the thing is, and that's the thing is like I understand that sometimes the story kind of does need that sort of thing, but it's just like but it's just like not every movie, not every work of fiction needs it. You know. Also, like we need more movies about big robots. We need more movies about we need more movies about a good future. Guy always get the girl in the end. See, you understand. You get it. You understand what I'm saying. It's like, can I just get? I just want more movies where that's not the case. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to. Maybe I don't want to see the guy get the girl. Maybe I just want to see the guy, save the world. Maybe I want to see the. Maybe I want to see the guy, you know, like accomplish his goal and not have to worry about, like being in a relationship or whatever. Maybe I just want to see that. Shoot. Where's let's have a movie where somebody is just trying to be a competitive food eater and they become a competitive food eater at the end. Let's do that. I don't know. Clearly I must watch too many movies. Cause this is driving me crazy. Oh my god. Oh, I read that in your voice, bro. Oh my god, I read that in your freaking voice, man. I heard that crazy. I heard that in my. Oh man, I feel like you screamed that. I hope you didn't scream that. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. You know. Oh man. Jovi, if you're still here, you would totally know. Like Jovi, if you were still here, you would totally have heard that too. Like if you actually knew my homeboy like that. Oh man. Like there was this music video that was done a while back. It was called Amadeo, and it was made by this group called Molotov, and and it was like this guy was like trying to basically win a hot dog eating contest, and it's a music video. There's a hot dog eating contest, and it's really, really, really funny because like he's going up against this one person, and this one person is just like putting him away, right? Just like destroying this guy's record. And then you find out that like at the end of the video, you find out that the guy was cheating and he gets disqualified. And it was just it was a nice little silly story, but it was one that I could appreciate because it's like it was funny. It was funny, but also because the song was good though. I ain't gonna lie, like it was like Molotov could man, Molotov was so good. I don't know if they're still performing or not. Shout out to the homie Paco Maniaco for introducing me to Molotov. I listen to way too much Spanish speaking rap. But yeah, it's but that was like this stuff like that. Like we just quirky little things like that. Also, completely off subject. Anybody here familiar with who Alex Jones is? Because he was the chief misinformation peddler of like my era in info and his website infowars.com got taken over by the Onion, and the Onion now has a stand up not stand up comedian has actor Tim Heidecker basically like doing these hilarious things and basically making fun of Alex Jones. It's the greatest thing ever, and I love it. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's like he is the like I know Alex is like seething at these videos, man, because it's like because like I said, the Onion basically took it over, and it is funny. Don't let him drive you crazy. Oh, oh, okay. I still love you. Just so you know. Shout out to Jovi, the woman that I still love. But yeah, that is but yeah, like I said, his website Infowars is taken over by a comedy website called The Onion, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And y'all should know, like, y'all know it's funny because y'all know I don't like to laugh. But yeah, it's great. It's great. It's Tim Heidecker doing the It's basically Tim Heidecker doing the Alex Jones voice and just like basically mocking the crap out of just mocking the absolute crap out of Alex Jones. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Okay. I don't watch Predator Badlands. You know what? I'll take your word for it. That's the one where he has like the zero romance. Yeah. Honestly, you know what? You know what? You're not wrong. I did watch the Predator movie where it was what that girl of an indigenous. Yeah, the indigenous girl. Yeah, I remember actually seeing that. And you know what? You're right. You're right. That did not have any romance up in it. Prey. Yeah, that movie was. Yeah, that movie. Yeah, that movie was. That movie was good. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I really, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was terrified. I was terrified for that girl, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I didn't think. Like, it's not that I didn't think she was gonna make it. I just thought that like something was going to happen. I was just always under the impression that something was going to happen because I mean, something good. But yeah, Prey was a good movie. Prey was fun. Sure, she was tough, man. I have zero fear of Yautja. You have zero fear of Yautja? Are you saying that you are not scared of the Yautja? I hope that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how you pronounce it. But like you're gonna seriously sit here and tell me that you're not afraid of them? They're like literally intergalactic, like they're intergalactic like space hunters, bro. What do you mean you're not scared of them? What do you mean you're not scared of them? Like I need process that for me, brother. Bruh, look at me. Yeah, I know. Like you a tough dude. I know. Like I'm aware that you a tough dude. I've got you. We you know you've knocked me out before, but like I don't. But it's like I need you to understand that like if they think that you're a threat, they go swing on you just for that. Like what do you mean, bro? Look at me, bro. Like I don't think you know what you look like. They are going to look at me and go, he ain't worthy of the hunt and let me go. That's not what they're going to do. I don't think you want to like you like. First of all, you're tall and you're. I ain't got no. I read that in your voice, man. I read that in your voice, bro. I ain't got no weapons. I read that in your voice, dude. No, no, no. Okay, no. Okay, but like also here's a but you don't have to have weapons though. All you gotta do is just look tough. All you have to do is look tough, and you got like if anything, okay, if a Yautja looked at me and then looked at you, they will go after you because you're taller than I am. You feel me? They're not gonna look at the both of us and be like, nah, man, these guys ain't worth it. It's no big deal. Nah, they're gonna look at us and go get the taller one first. What do you mean? Hold up, wait, what about the my man said I ain't got no weapons. Like that's like that's gonna like that's the like okay, that you're saying that having a weapon is the equivalent of looking a gorilla in the eye? Nah, man, they still gonna want to swing on you if you they still gonna want to swing on you. They're still gonna want to swing on you though. You making it seem like they date gonna want to swing on you because like you're making it seem like they ain't gonna want to swing on you, but they will, bro. I will not pass those worthy scans. I will not pass those worthy scans. Dude. Oh my god, bro. This dude. I will flop on the ground so fast. My man said I'm pulling the Ric Flair. My man said I'm pulling the Ric Flair. You should watch Chainsmoker Cat. Chainsmoker Cat? What is he? Bro, please don't tell me this is one of those movies where the title has nothing to do with the plot. And there's not even a cat in the video. If I watch Chainsmoker Cat and there's not a cat up in there that's smoking, I'm going to be a little disappointed. No way, you live. What's up? Yeah, man, I didn't have anything to do today, so I decided to just go live. Like I said, if I watch Chainsmoker Cat and there's no chain smoking or a cat, I'm gonna be annoyed, bro. It's about a depressed cat girl who smokes. Go on. You got my attention. As a depressed cat person, I don't smoke though. What's up? How's your day going? Yeah. You just got off from work? Shout out. Hey, shout out to Mystical for getting a job, man. Heck yeah. That's what we like to see around here, man. That's what we like to see around here. We like to see people progressing for the better. Heck yeah, man. There used to be a guy. There used to be a guy who used to be up in here a lot. I think his name was. Oh God, was it Radon? Was it Jaron? Oh my God, I forgot this dude's name. I feel bad about that. But there was a guy who used to come over here all the time, and he kind of stopped showing up for a little bit. And the reason why was because he had like because he was looking for work and stuff like that. And then one day he got one. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of progress you like to see up in here. We want to see everybody. We want to see the homie succeed. You feel me? Just came back from work, tired as heck. Oh, I believe it. My day is going by pretty okay. Like I said, I got off from work a little while ago myself, and um, I got back from work a little while ago, and I was you know, it just feels good to be home. Ultimately, Asian has no romance. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was watching Ajin like way back in the day, and I stopped watching it because, God, man, that dude with the hat was annoying. That smiling dude, I forgot his name. That's gonna mess my head up too. Uh, yeah, that dude was getting on my Sato. Yeah, that dude got on my dang nerves, man. Shout out to Mystical for having a job. Also shout out to oh god, I forgot this dude's name already. I really did forget. The dude who recommended Mystical to come to my channel in the first place. Shout out to that person as well. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm multitasking over here. Dang, it is like 10:50 though. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see real quick. My man says Sato with the exclamation point. My man was like, cut it out. Evangelion has romance, but everyone fails. I don't watch. I watched Evangelion. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Evangelion is okay. It ain't the greatest thing ever written, at least not to me, but it is okay. It did kind of mess me up a little bit. Also, after watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, I could easily say that like Shinji didn't deserve all the crap that he was getting, man. He really didn't. Yeah, yeah, man, definitely. Give me a second, y'all. I am multitasking. Shoot, but yeah, like I said, Evangelion was okay. I don't think there's a romantic subplot in Godzilla's Singular Point. Are you saying that like? Wait, hold on. Trying to think about that because like I don't think Godzilla did have a romance in it. Let's see that again. Yeah, like now that I think about it, yeah, Godzilla is definitely another one. Godzilla is definitely one where, how did Godzuki get born then though? Did he just adopt Godzuki? Shoot, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am fading out like a person dying in a movie. All right, so I'm getting sleepy. Wait, hold on. That's literally what happens.
Okay. How am I supposed, bro? I don't watch Godzilla. How was I supposed to know that? Oh my god. Take it before you go. How does Godzilla have a brother and a sister? Godzilla has siblings? That's part crystal and plant, bro. I don't know. Okay, whoa, dude. I feel like you. Yo, wait, hold up. I did not know that Godzilla has siblings, bro. Don't do this to me right now, bro. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I'm confused and I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little scared. I don't know what's going on. His evil brother clone Space Godzilla. My dude, don't be dude, my brother. You just, I love how you just casually drop like Godzilla lore drops, man. I went my entire life not knowing that Godzilla had siblings, and you out here like, yeah, he got a brother and a sister. One of them is made of crystal, and another one is made of plants. That's one, man. That's messing me up. Don't do that. I can't believe. Shoot. So how's about when I was a kid? I thought that King Ghidorah was, Batman's brother. I mean, not Batman. Godzilla's brother. Godzilla was so confused, like, what the? Godzilla, like, bro, what is this? I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening right now. What is going on, dog? What is going on? I also need to know if Space Godzilla had beef with King Ghidorah. I feel like I feel like that's relevant. I feel like that's a necessary thing to like try to ask. They never met. Well, dang. I feel like that would be the thing that would like make God Space Godzilla good then. If he just saw King Ghidorah and was like, "I'm about to beat the brakes off you, bro." Oh, that's what he looks like. He looks like Godzilla with a mohawk. Wow, this Space Godzilla looks a little scary, bro. No lie. In the comics, they can't stand each other. No, bro. Godzilla adopted mini Godzilla. Space Godzilla crushed his kid in his bare hands. Yo, bro. Godzilla gotta kill this dude. Godzilla gotta ice this dude, bro. Godzilla gotta Godzilla gotta knock him out. Take him out, man. Dude, don't take a check to get this wreck. Sister is Violanta. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I hate Space Godzilla, and I want I need I definitely need to see him like get the business, dog. As in space. sister, as in Space Godzilla crushed his own biological kid. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm genuinely mad about that. Like I really need Space Godzilla to like get these claws and paws. This God, I don't think Godzilla doesn't have paws. He's not a mammal, but like I don't know what them things is called. No. Yeah, Space Godzilla gotta go, bro. Space Godzilla gotta go. He got killed by Godzilla in Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. That them. That them. That unfortunately might have been the beginning of the end, though. What do you mean? For like the series or what? Nah, hold on, y'all. Godzilla absorbed his power and he overloaded. Oh no. I shouldn't be looking at this. I'm trying to actually do some research into this too. He became a literal walking nuclear reactor. He got so powerful, his body couldn't handle it, and he started to melt down. Wait, hold on. The monster literally created from radioactive material can handle radioactive material. That's crazy. There's an irony there. Okay. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am maybe it's because I'm also laying down too. But oh man, not another one. Here we Godzilla died the next movie against Destroyer, sadly. I don't want to think, man. I know I know that that hurt you to say. I know that that made you sad. I know that that made you sad. That made me sad reading it, but I know that made you sad because you actually saw it that day. But ironically, the only reason he lasted in the first place was because of how powerful he got absorbing all that power. So he got super powerful, survived the power overdose or power overload, only to still succumb to the power overload. I'm not cool with that. Godzilla dying made me cry. Yeah, like I said, Godzilla, Optimus Prime. Has that ever been a thing? Has Godzilla and Transformers ever been a thing? I feel like it's going to be a thing in the future. If it wasn't a thing before, I feel like it's going to be something in the future. No, but it definitely will be. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm genuinely surprised that like the OGs, Transformers and Godzilla just didn't. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It just that's so. They're doing Sonic with Godzilla now. They're doing Sonic with Godzilla. What's this discussion that they're gonna have? You can't catch me. They're doing Sonic with Godzilla. At some point, they got to do. At some point, they have to connect Optimus Prime to Godzilla. Eggman humiliated Lex Luthor. What? What? That's yeah. You're gonna have to send me that one. Send me that one. Like find a way to send that in the group chat or something. I don't know. I having a hard time believing that one. That would be funny as heck. Shoot, Eggman humiliated Lex Luthor. Man, throw me that link, man. I need to see that. Send me the screenshot. I wanted to laugh. Hate Lex Luthor, bruh. He was also a fanboy in that Mecha Godzilla design. You know, I might actually have to read that. Oh man, you gotta be kind of interested all of a sudden. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I know it's like my fourth time saying it, but I am getting like really, really sleepy. That's why I'm being a little bit more quiet. It is about to be 12. It is about to be 12, y'all. Like I said, as much as I genuinely do enjoy doing these, I also enjoy doing these things while I'm not having one foot into Sheep Counterville. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out for the day. Love and peace to every single one of y'all out there, and I want y'all to know, real quick, you are more than a person. You are an experience. You can either choose to be a good experience, a bad experience, or no experience whatsoever. I definitely recommend being a good experience or no experience, because why would anybody want to be a bad one, right? Let's just go ahead and spread some peace and love out there. And if you don't want to spread peace and love, then spread nothing at all, because of the fact that sometimes some people just need a little nothing in their lives. Am I right? No, you don't want to be a plus 210 on somebody's bad day anyway. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, love, peace, and happiness to every single one of y'all out there. Please be safe, and we'll talk again next time.